Good morning, people of valor. You know, it really helps if I have my microphone on. I did not have it on for yesterday's session, but that is okay. So, we're going to finish up with session 2 today, but to start us off, I just want to quickly look at these words again that we covered yesterday. Bara, create, or, light. Ichad, one. Tov, good. Moedim, appointed times, seasons, feasts, festivals. Asher or Ashrei, happy or blessed. And Ahava, love. All right, so today we're going to look at the word anava. This is the word for humility. It appears about approximately 70 times, and it means strength under control. Biblical anava is not weakness, it is strength under perfect control or whole control. It is the accurate understanding of your total dependence upon God, which is why it was Moses' greatest strength. In what area of my life am I relying on my own strength instead of cultivating the anava that opens the door for God's power? Now, James gives us a little bit of insight if you've been through the 21-day Mussar Live program. He teaches us in James 1 how we are to receive the wisdom from above. In James 3, he teaches us that there are actually two wisdoms and we are operating in one or the other. But in James 1, he teaches us that in humility, he teaches us what humility is, and he says that we are to do away with what is filthy and obvious evil. Okay, so he teaches us about what these words means for us. So I look at it and I teach it as like two hands. What do you have in your hands? Is one filth and one obvious evil? Okay, then when we do away with those and continue to do away with those, then we're in a state of humility whereby we can receive the wisdom from above, which is able to deliver or save our souls, which means saving our souls means transforming our behavior. So understand that. This is James 1:21. Okay. So in what area of my life am I relying on my own strength instead of cultivating the anava that opens the door for God's power? So I would tell you to go back and refresh your understanding of James 1, 2, and 3. Okay, anava. Chokmah. All right, so chokmah, wisdom, divine skill. This word means, and this is what James is talking about when he's talking about the wisdom from above versus what I call the little c wisdom, chokmah, from here below, which he teaches us is earthly, sensual, and demonic. So chokmah means something that is skilled. It is skill for war and skill for life. It's used over 150 times. It's not about being smart. It's about a divine skill. It's the ability to see the world from God's perspective and then skillfully apply that knowledge to create and live according to his design. So here's a reflective question. Am I just acquiring information? Or am I asking God to fill me with his ruach of chokmah to build my life skillfully? Chokmah. Bina, understanding, appears over 300 times. The root of bina is ben, which means between. Understanding, therefore, is the ability to see between things, to discern patterns, connect ideas, and distinguish between truth and deception. So another way to look at the word bina is it means to build. So if we are receiving the wisdom from above, we are going to be building God's kingdom here below. Now, the opposite, of course, then, if we're operating in the wisdom from here below, we will be destroying. We will not be building up. So this is a beautiful kingdom concept that we can look at. The root of bina is ben, which between, it's the ability to see again between things and discern patterns. Am I seeking bina to discern the patterns God is weaving, or am I just reacting to life's disconnected events? Bina. Da'at, okay, this is a great word, knowledge. This is intimate, relational, and experiential. So the way that we can understand this word is experiential oneness. Okay, so it's the same word that we are given when it says that Adam knew Eve and they conceived. So it's a term of spiritual intimacy. Experiential oneness is the way that I like to frame that word. A root yada appears over 900 times. This is not academic head knowledge. Da'at is intimate, relational, and experiential knowledge. Am I satisfied with knowing about God, or am I actively pursuing Da'at? Now, this is part of the sevenfold spirit that is given to us in Isaiah 11, an intimate relationship with Him. Again, experiential oneness. Yeshua, I love this word, salvation, victory, deliverance, from the root yasha. In the Tanakh, it's used over 350 times. It's not an abstract spiritual idea. It is a comprehensive, tangible deliverance. It means victory in battle, rescue from danger, health in the body, and freedom from oppression. What situation in my life looks impossible? And how can I begin to wait with expectation for God's tangible Yeshua? Now, as we know, Yeshua is the Hebrew name for Jesus. This is the name, Yeshua is the name that his mother would have called him. And his name means something because in Hebrew, names are connected to the root verbs that teach us what the function or the action is. So this is a question that I ask myself and I ask my students when we're going through these Mussar Life courses is tell me about your Yeshua, your salvation experience. What is God's Spirit delivering you from today, recently? So these are things we need to look at and spot before we can begin to deal with it. So we do have to assess things in our lives before we can address them. We need to understand them, name them, and then we can develop a plan to Mussar, get back on that path of life and blessing. Yeshua. Zakar. Okay, this is another word I love. To remember to act. So when we think about the word Zakar, we think, oh, I just remember that. But in God's definition of things, which is the only definition that matters that we need to learn and align with, it means to respond. So it's the same word that God used when he that the scripture uses when it said that God remembered Noah. So it was in this past week's Torah portion. So God acted. So let's read here. When God remembers, it doesn't mean he forgot. Zakar is a covenantal action word. It means he is now moving to act on the promise he made. When he remembered Noah, he sent the wind. Okay, when I feel forgotten, can I trust that God will Zakar his promises to me and act on my behalf at the perfect time? Zakar. So when God tells us to remember something, also, he's not telling us, hey, just remember this and go about your business. He's saying respond to a word that I have given you. So like remember the Shabbat to keep it holy. So we're going to respond to the Shabbat. What does that look like in your life? And lastly, one of my favorite words, Mussar, this is the word that keeps us in line with spirit and truth. Correction, discipline, instruction. It's used approximately 50 times. And of course, 50 is the number of freedom and liberty, jubilee. So it is, there's a lot going on with this word. It comes from the root word yasar, that means to turn the head back onto the way of life and blessing. From the root yasar, meaning to turn. Mussar is not punishment, is loving corrective instruction, is the action of a loving parent takes to turn the head of their child away from danger and back onto the path of life. Am I resisting God's Mussar's punishment? Or am I receiving it as a loving hand turning me back to the path of life? So Proverbs 6:23 teaches us that the commandment is a lamp and the Torah is the light, and the way of life is within the firm hand of Mussar. Okay, so these covers the 14 words, transformative words. If you're interested in taking any of these Mussar Life courses to further explore these kingdom concepts, you will be transforming your life and transforming your year. I would love to be able to help you. Reach out to me anytime, and also get in touch with me if you want to learn about these words, or also just receive this little app here that I've developed for my students. So Shavua Tov, have a great week.